Yeah, I think the starting point really has actually passed already, because really what the greenkeepers should have been doing and talking to their budget holders was about, this is the plan that we need to be following. And, you know, it's now then in terms of that implementation, because it really starts with renovation. That's when the new season, the new crop in effect starts, and then following that right the way through the campaign. And I think the key thing is, to me, is recording information, actually living and learning, and following that programme, and using all of the resources that are available, whether that be cultural, varietal, because again, varieties have moved on a lot. Certainly if you're looking at what varieties you're putting back into a green, then you should really be looking at the more disease-resistant varieties rather than perhaps what you've always used, because those have moved on a lot. So, you know, that's certainly one area to consider. And then look at your programme, and also how you can flex that programme, because the days of programmes lasting, a product lasting 28 days, it never really has existed, but that was just the protocol that labels were written to, is that a product would last 28 days. Well, they didn't really last 28 days. They will last, the length of activity would be dependent on the situation you're in. So you do maybe need to be a bit more flexible as well, and be prepared to move things forward. And if things are looking good, you can actually stretch it a little bit.
Okay, thanks, Peter. Have you got anything to say in summary?
Yeah, I think all this underlines the importance of research, and I think it's great that Bayer are coming back to do a follow-up trial that based on the data that we've got from the original trial. I think it demonstrates the importance and the value of that data. You know, it's all very well telling greenkeepers to do something, but if you've got numbers to back that up, you can't argue with that. So I think the more research we do on these kinds of products and this type of work and these types of approaches, the better. You know, if you've got data from 5 trials, it gives you a lot more information than it does from 1 trial. So long may this continue, as far as I'm concerned. And I think what we're getting from this, you know, it's almost like a trial program, is really good data, really good evidence that that preventative approaches are much more beneficial to greenkeepers, you know, all over the UK and any temperate climate than curative approaches. And we just want to make sure that, you know, the mindset of greenkeepers will, you know, slowly adapt to that and for it to become routine.
Yeah, I'd say that what's been evident in the last few years is that the industry, the turf management industry, is constantly evolving and changing. We've seen lots of products that have been removed from the market, not just fungicides. We've seen insecticides get withdrawn, and you know, there's lots of potential for more products to be removed from the marketplace, and so those products are effectively tools that, you know, are available to the turf manager, and they've gone, so or in the process of going potentially. So it's really important that turf managers are constantly reviewing what is available to them. You know, even things like labels alone, labels on a product get changed year on year. So you need to always familiarise yourself with what the content of a label is, because you may, if you use a product and you know the label inside out from 2 years ago, that label could be completely different now in terms of, you know, the time of year that you can apply the product, number of applications that you can apply the product, buffer zones, whether it's now subjected to a buffer zone, so you can't apply it near to a body of water. So yes, it's a constantly evolving and changing environment for the turf manager, and you know, they're very resilient people, turf managers. They're able to adapt to changing circumstances. The last couple of years have seen quite significant changes in what they can and can't do. This year is no exception, because we have lost Ipredain this year, and so it is for those course managers, head greenkeepers, turf managers in general, to adapt to that change. We have shown through the trials that preventative applications are more beneficial than curative applications. Ultimately, it's for the turf manager, the greenkeeper, to make their own decision. Hopefully it's an informed decision based on not just what we've been saying, but from their peers that have already adopted such a style of management, and also looking at what the potential future is for them in terms of what tools are available to them. So yes, I think in summary, turf managers need to be fully informed of what is going on, and hopefully we've imparted some of that information to them.